said it's not even that you go through withdrawals with cocaine. It just be you be walked around pissed all the time because you can't get it. Understood. Oh, my life, Well, hello there, love bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and tip your favorite narrator via Cash App at $NAROB on YouTube. And if you are not already a part of this book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes you, can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue reading Miss Natalie Cole's Angel on My Show. Meanwhile, I went along with the program, so to speak. My destination was a cheery, sunny place on the California coast. My mother had already taken over my affairs, and she must have been desperate to find a place that could deal with me, because I don't think anyone researched this place very well. This was a facility that treated all kinds of mental problems, and drug addiction was the lowest priority on their totem pole. Even as late as November of 1982, there was a lot of ignorance about how to treat drug addiction. Many people really didn't want to deal with the fact that drug addiction is an illness, not a crime. It is not about willpower. In some cases, it appears to be hereditary, like alcoholism. Many facilities for rehabilitation were being run by people who had never taken more than an aspirin. So pause. Y'all know I love soft white underbelly. Okay, I just got these eyebrows done, thank God, because I was feeling like a werewolf in the face. All right, but y'all know I love soft white underbelly. I'm gonna put the link to this particular video in the description bar, so y'all make sure y'all go down there and watch this video, because it's a mess. The name of the video is The Apple Falls, and it is about a mother and daughter named JoJo and Michelle. JoJo is she has her issues with drugs, and the mother certainly has her issues with drugs. The little girl doesn't have her father anymore because he died from a fentanyl overdose. I don't know where we've come to where it's like you can't even do the booger sugar in peace. All right, like I said, if I was an addict, I would stop being a fucking addict. All right, like, girl, anyway, they putting everything inside of them. I'm just lost. I'm so lost. But anyway, the little girl is now hooked. They supposedly went to California to get into rehab, and somehow or another, it didn't go the way they planned, because you know some of them rehabs are all about business. Right? And baby, when I tell you the mama allows the daughter to get out there and sell that bulldagger coochie, that little girl don't want no ding-a-ling. Ain't nothing about that little girl saying, please give me some dick. When she said she was selling that vagina to take care of their habit, when I tell you I wanted to reach through the fucking television, not television, but computer, or my phone, and choke the blood out of that mama. Mama, why you can't get out there and sell that pussy? What's wrong with your pussy? What's wrong with your hands? But it's a selfishness that's involved with addiction that you can't think clearly. Mama, if you gotta suck 13 dicks to allow your daughter not to suck one, then baby, that's what you gotta do. Because clearly that little girl do not want a ding-a-ling. Blink, if you know what I'm saying. When it comes to Natalie Cole, saying that it could be hereditary or genetically inherited, absolutely, positively. Some people, I don't know how, but they just have this craving in them to want to drink or get high. Like I've seen stories where, or on the internet, there's all kinds of stories of where people explain that their mother was doing drugs when they were born. Physically, they don't have no choice but to eventually do drugs. Mind, they don't have no choice about being an addict because they feel like they were born this way. They were born to be this way. The joint was sort of a catch-all loony bin where they distributed pills for people with every kind of mental problem. The patients were doing the Libri Shuffle, the Thorazine Waltz, and the Valley Jiggle as they danced down the hallways. Druggies were sitting there right next to people who slit their wrists the night before. The treatment was one size fits all. Everyone was getting something dispensed to them. And if the drugs didn't work, they gave you shock therapy. That's crazy. Didn't take any pills or get shock therapy at this facility. Instead, they sent me to seminars. I met with a psychiatrist once or twice a week for an hour, and he was older than Methuselah. He told me that I was sick, which in essence was true. And he told me that the cure was a combination of pills and a good talking to. Let's talk about my childhood. I didn't know much about my problem, but I knew that this was not going to help. Let me tell you what she said that I think is so true. Because I'm not saying that you physically can't get addicted to cocaine, because I don't know. I ain't never did this shit. Okay? Booger sugar has never been on my to-do list because I got pocketbooks to buy. Okay, but if your husband or your boyfriend is a cocaine dealer, I mean, it is what it is. She said it's not even that you go through withdrawals with cocaine. It just be you be walked around pissed all the time because you can't get it. Understood? You don't really have withdrawal from booger sugar. You just walk around pissed. You could call it some kind of withdrawal, but it's certainly not anything like withdrawing from heroin. I hated every minute of my time there. I just wanted to leave. The doors were locked at night. We were in a ward and it wasn't very much fun. Worse yet, I was still having severe problems with my voice. When I arrived, I could barely talk. After the 30 days, it was bye, see ya. Maybe I had some follow-up treatment afterward with a doctor of some kind, but I don't remember doing any of that. Frankly, the best I could say was that they kept me locked up and dry for 30 days and gave my voice some rest. So since we're talking about Soft White Underbelly, let's talk about Amanda from Soft White Underbelly. We know that she is a fan favorite, just like Rebecca is a fan favorite. I had dealt with addicts for years during my time as a probation officer. And in that time, I knew that it was like a trick for a person to go to court and be like, Your Honor, I want to get clean. And then the judge sign off something to say you must go to Avery Road, which was a 30-day program. Okay. I thought it was just like a quick fix. That's all I looked at the 30-day programs as, just, oh, you just trying to hurry up and get clean so that when you come back to court, you can provide a clean urine and then you don't have to do probation or get locked up, whatever it is. Right? Amanda from Soft White Underbelly taught me so much about those 30-day programs. What she informed the viewers was that you still have that craving for cocaine or crack, because Amanda was a crack addict with mental health issues. Okay, I mean, Amanda was so far out there. What she said when she started getting herself together was that those 30-day programs don't do anything for a real addict, because you still have those cravings. Remember earlier, Natalie Cole said you're not physically withdrawing like how you do with heroin. You're just dealing with, you're pissed off because you can't have it. So what Amanda broke down was 30 days is not enough time for you to get that craving out of your system, that gnawing feeling of addiction. Y'all, you know what I'm talking about. When in the middle of the night, you sleeping, minding your business, and then you wake up and you want a goddamn almond Snicker bar, some salt and vinegar potato chips, and a grape soda. Okay? It's kind of like that. And honey, I've been there where I've gotten up at 3 a.m. in the morning. My wife like, where you going? Shut up, mind your fucking business. I'm headed to the gas station at 3 a.m. in the morning to get them salt and vinegar potato chips, that almond Snickers bar, king size, and that Rock Creek grape soda. Okay? So at the end of those 30 days, that feeling is maybe just starting to twinge to wear off. So by day 31, you still got that feeling in your system to get busy. So 30 days is doing nothing for you. And as we all know, Amanda had got into this really good program, really, that addressed her addiction and her mental health. Okay. And somehow, strangely, Amanda died. I can't remember how they said she died, but she died. And all of us were so sad because Amanda was doing so well in that rehabilitation center that was for an extended period. The only really good thing to come out of my first day in rehab happened to somebody else. My friend Vinnie and I had bonded over the coke pipe. We got high together. He was like my Italian brother. Vinnie was always a very generous and honorable person, unlike the other lowlifes I was hanging around with. When I went into rehab, he was so frightened that he stopped doing drugs. I wasn't scared straight by rehab, but he was. As soon as I came home, I decided I had to deal with my throat nodules. Mom took me to Dr. Edward Cantor, a Beverly Hills surgeon who operated on my vocal cords. My mother was there for the surgery, and it was one of the rare times I could see that she was worried, really scared. I'm telling you, them people like that, they be coming through in a pinch, man. While I was locked up in rehab, counting the days until I could get back to my coke pipe, the whole world was learning about my drug problems in lurid details. The November issue of the National Enquirer carried a piece titled "Singer Natalie Cole Fighting a Massive Cocaine Habit." That National Enquirer is a nigger. They be having all kinds of stuff. They be having UFOs, aliens, 3-headed goats. It be all kinds of stuff. They said I was called the bass queen because of my obsession with freebasing. I was also called the cook, the chemist, and the coke gourmet. When I came out of rehab, supposedly clean and sober, there was so much rejoicing that I didn't have the heart to admit that I had gone right back to it. Now that I was cured, everyone was anxious for me to rehabilitate my image.